Hi, good morning. Today we're going to be planting some of the peppers. It's that time of year if you're in zone 9A, even zone 8. It's about time to start your peppers. Peppers take longer to germinate, longer to go ahead and produce, you know, the size you need to plant outside. But you also don't want to plant your peppers too early. You actually want to plant your peppers about 2 to 4 weeks after you plant your tomatoes. But I still like planting my peppers a little bit before tomatoes just because, you know, they take more time. And I do not use a heat mat, and that does hurt my germination on peppers. And tomatoes, it doesn't really matter. It's warm enough inside the house that they're going to germinate. I'm just doing it outside today. You have more light, you can see things better. And I've also made up the little tags for these. And I'm going to be growing mostly sweet peppers this year. So I'm going to grow sweet peppers in this tray and hot peppers in this one. And first one I'm going to be planting is called a trilite variegated pepper. So we're going to see how they do. I bought these seeds in 2023, but pepper seeds should be just fine. I bought it from Woodland Creations. I know a lot of times I try to get that thing to focus and we can't tell if it's focused or not. But anyway. And I'm going to plant 2 rows of these, so that way I have 8 of each potential. And I'm just going to set them down there. That might be a little deep. In fact, I'll plant one over here, so it won't be quite as deep. And just set them down the tray like that. You want to have good, like I say, I'm always worried about getting things too deep. But if you don't get them deep enough, sometimes they'll deadhead on you. That seed coat will come up and it won't bust out. And you'll come out with just this part out with the root on it, and it can't break the leaf. So you kind of want to get a little bit of depth to it. And that's the variegated one. And like I say, it's just a regular chili pepper. We don't use a whole lot of chili peppers, but. And then the other one we're going to be growing is the Colossus jalapeno from Hostels. I bought these seeds in 2021. So it's going to be 4 years old, 5 years old, I guess. Huh. Well, I got enough for 1 row. And actually, these seeds are a little bit bigger. I still don't want to plant them too deep. That's Colossus jalapeno. I will set that here. And just have to remember, this row hasn't been planted yet. So, okay. I have a choice. I could move it over here and plant something else here, but these are all peppers, so I'm going to try to keep the peppers alike. This here is our vermiculite, and we just shake that vermiculite out, cover up the seeds. And there's probably enough moisture in the potting mix itself that it'll make this vermiculite absorb the humidity. And that you should stay wet. See how it's already soaking up. And it is good about, you know, maintaining moisture on them. It is bad about washing from one side to the other. Sometimes you wash with the seed, so you got to watch that. You want to just gently water these things. You pour a bunch out, you could move one seed to the other tray. That has happened. And like I say, this has some water in them, because you always pop these out and see you got a little bit of water in them. I'll probably leave that much water in them. Won't really matter. Now we're going to go over to the sweet peppers. The first one we're going to grow is a golden Marconi. And this is first time growing these. Got them from Murray Seeds on Etsy. I really do like their packaging because it's a nice big package. You can see exactly how many seeds you got. You can reseal them. So okay, so I won't forget. If I'd been smart, I probably would have done this ahead of time. Let's say the golden Marconi. Don't know if it matters. And like I say, I'm not going to need 6 of them. I'll put one back. So if I don't get 100% germination, that's fine. Next I'm going to be growing is going to be Jimmy Nardello. It didn't do that well for me last year. It did make a few peppers. I'm actually planting it instead of the the banana pepper. And not anything against banana pepper, I didn't have any seeds, and I can probably pick up the banana peppers in town. Everybody always selling banana peppers. And there's one place in town I can get a 6-pack for of the banana peppers for like $3, and that's to me worth it. Now, some people may not agree with that. But honestly, if I can get them for $3, I don't have to worry about a lot of stuff. I ain't got to buy the seeds, have to keep up with them, don't have to water them. But everybody's got their limit. Now, if you can try to charge me $4 or $5 for a plant, it's worth growing. So I am, I guess those will eventually fall off. Next one we're going to do is Gypsy. And Gypsy, if you can get them up and going, they'll make a lot. They're very good, very prolific. Making peppers, and they're sweet pepper, like all these are. But now they are, if I remember right, these are hybrid. So you have to, purchase seeds. Now I'm going to be growing one in here in a minute that's also a hybrid, but just because it's a hybrid, I hope that's where it came from, doesn't mean that you can't grow from the seeds if you think that it's close enough. And that's going to be the habanadas I got from, actually it's a heatless habanero is what they call it, Rollet heatless habanero. It is a hybrid, but I think that the heat in it is open pollinated, if that makes sense. It's a, you have dominant genes and recessive genes. I think it's the recessive gene, so as long as you don't cross with another variety, you'll be okay. At least that's what I'm hoping. And these tend to make a lot at the end of the year. They'll do a lot of times putting on seeds. The plant will look healthy, they'll grow, but it seems like in the fall is when they really start producing. But like I say, I dried these seeds. I'm going to put 2 per deal just because I'm not sure what that may even have 3. It's because I don't know what the germination going to be on these. I don't know how good a job I did of drying them. I did take a while to dry them. But what'll probably happen, I get some of them have 2 in it, other times I don't have any. If you keep them sticking to your finger, it does kind of help to mash them down to make sure you get good contact. Because a lot of times your seed has to have good contact or they don't sprout. That's especially true if you're going to be broadcasting things on the ground. I'll tell you what, let's see. Did I make any other tags? Yeah. Let's see what else I have in here. Let's go to the end. I'll go with the mini bell. I'm just going to go with these. That's a yellow habanero, sweet habanero. Just to see, I mean, whether or not I'm going to be able to remember which one's which, I don't know. I will pick that up. And again, this was from Murray Seeds, where I got them from. I'm just going to go. I got 3 in that one. I'm just going to put 1. And a lot of times this will also tell me how good my germination is. So if I'm worrying, you know, if you put 2 per seeds or 3 per seeds, you don't really pay attention, you don't really know if you had good germination on some seeds. And then the last one is going to be the mini bell, which I don't have a label for. And these are good because they make little small ones, and they'll make pretty good throughout the year. Because bell peppers tend to, they don't like to ever get cold. If you get cold, they don't make very good. The other problem that you have with them is when it gets hot, they tend not to set fruit. But these tend to set fruit when it gets colder. It gets hotter. But especially with bell peppers, you don't want them to get a 40-degree weather or 35, even though it's not a frost. It will set them back, and it seems like bell peppers may be a little bit more sensitive about that. And it doesn't matter, you know, if it's when you plant them or if it's whenever they're in the trays before you buy them. If you buy them in the store, it's still going to set them back. Now, I will close all these up when I get back in the house. I'm having to be a little bit more. Normally I just set them down there, but since it's so wet, I like to keep them covered up. The other thing we're going to be planting today, I'm going to go ahead and cover these up. Like I say, same deal. And you can also put your, there's no problem with putting the potting mix back over them. Don't see if that's going to be a problem. It's just, I think they can push through here a little better. I don't have to worry about if, you don't have a big chunk of anything, sticking to prevent that thing from germinating. If you get, a piece this size sitting right on top of the seed, that could make that seed have to turn enough that it will not germinate to, will not be able to make the surface before it runs out of energy. Now this is going to be my lettuce seeds. And I'm going to be trying the ones, the Butter Crunch lettuce. It's kind of a loose head type lettuce. I've had good luck with it in the past, and I kind of like it. That's going to be too deep. One thing I did do, I did not wet the potting mix whenever I put them in here, and that caused me a headache yesterday. And so I've mixed it in there, and it was, and I tell everybody to do that, and I didn't do it. And like I say, the seeds are so small and these stuff, you can't just sit one per tray, but you want to get 3 or 4 seeds in there. I like putting them in the seed tray rather than putting them in the ground, because then once I can, thin them out, then I can always go back in later. And once I thin them out and I plant them, I can make sure that I plant at the proper, proper width in the bed, so I can set them, I can thin them down to 1 and go out like that. So, like I say, it's time to be planting these. I'll be planting my other my tomatoes, or regular tomatoes. I'll be planting probably this weekend or Friday or something like that. It's just getting time. and we're just covering them up. And really, I mean, I'm covering up a little bit, but they don't need a whole lot of covering up. In fact, in nature, they just heal on top of the ground, and that's all they do. So if you got some, bare surface, a lot of times what I do, I just rake my fingers over there, give them, and then sprinkle out, and then just dust them over, and that's all. You don't want to make a deep trench and slide those leaves in the trench. You're just going to be planting them too deep. That's what I'm planting today, and we see how it goes. I did put up a short about how whenever I put these on lights, you want that light about that far above your plants once you come up. As soon as they come up, you want to put the lights on them. I do bring them in and out, especially on my tomato plants, so they get kind of, if you do that periodically, you can kind of keep them from having to harden them off later. If when they first come up, you start setting them out a little bit each day, if you can. Now, when I was working, that's difficult because by the time I came home, it was dark. But, if you can, if somebody's at home, they can take them in and out for a little bit, or put them out at lunchtime, leave them out, during that time period. But anyway, so that will kind of let them harden off. I'll figure out what I'm going to plant on this row here. But thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.